Alright guys, Raktak here, different video for you today, no tail, I'm sorry about that, but I would like to give some constructive feedback to the devs. I've no idea if they'll see it or not, but just in case they did, why not pop a comment below just for fun if you were made CEO for one day and you could just change one thing about this game, what would it be? Perhaps you'd give Crypto a real sword instead of the plastic one, or delete Caustic from the game, or add me as the next legend, or... Guys, please, behave yourselves! I'm going to cover the following topics today, and I'll try and remember to timestamp them in case you don't care about some things, and there's going to be maybe a few rants that some might, well, quite frankly, you'll find them unnecessary, akin to old man shouts at sky, so if you don't want to see negative comments about your favourite title, this video might not be for you. This might sound odd, but Apex is actually not my main game anymore, which means that it is losing me, not because Apex Legends is bad, but because it's not really going anywhere. I still enjoy it, especially when my Wraith finishers, they keep accidentally cancelling on my enemies. Almost as if they get maybe 5 or 6 more head injuries than I originally intended. But time's gone by, a game like Crimson Desert would drop. Maybe I'd be dumb enough to buy it, only for it to go into my library and subsequently the pile of shame. But now today, not only did I buy Crimson Desert, I'll play it and forget about Apex for quite a while. So the question is, what happened? It's quite simple. Time spent in a game will increase the desire for new things and new content! Content, devs, do you hear me? There's also a serious competition element that has swayed people to Arc Raiders, Marvel Rivals, even Overwatch is seeing a resurgence, and I'm not ashamed to say that I may have returned to Overwatch as well, with a certain smile, I may add. Okay guys, stop. It's not the Gunner skins. I'm just saying I returned because they shook it up, they dropped 5 heroes all at once. How's Apex doing in comparison? Well, the Gundam event, and you know what? It's actually pretty good. Nice little shake-up, you chuck yourself into Wildcard, drain your wallet with a bunch of skins, but for me, I played it for like an hour or two, and then, yeah, that was enough. If there is a content drought, maybe players are going to hang on loyally in the next season's waiting room. You know they will. But eventually, they're going to wake up one day, and they'll dip like a downed octane off a hot drop. Because if you add an event like the Gundam, which is one of the better ones, but realistically, this should be an extra thing among a continuous drip of actual meaningful updates, you know, that shake things up more than a rotating care package. I'm going to keep these comments grounded in pubs as far as the discussion's concerned. And remember, all the top players talking about matchmaking and all that stuff, they've got their own viewpoints. So bear in mind, I am not some stud. I'm a dud. Having said that, I think the player distribution bar is a piece of nonsense. Looking at that meter after winning a game and then seeing how, oh, I'm suddenly in the top 5% of players. And then when you lose enough games, it's like, okay, you know, you do suck. We'll put you down a bit. Oh, what a coincidence. Are you telling me I'm going to win now? No, the player's experience should at least feel somewhat representative of that distribution bar. So when I was playing Crypto, and you could say I've been down bad this week, and playing Crypto might actually be the issue. Shush! But I get a bit of mercy from the matchmaker. And you would think, all right, well, looking at that, maybe a bunch of plats and maybe a couple diamonds, worst case scenario, but that's not what you get at all, especially on my team. So I was in this game, and the first fight, surprise, surprise, Captain Moron here gets downed, but fortunately, revived. I go back in, and would you believe it? Downed again like the trash I am. Then, level 58 teammate, the poor little sausage doesn't know about recalling downed squaddies to the Nexus. Give him a little nudge, but nah, we res in the open. And then something happened that you will never believe. Guess what, guys? Yes, I get downed again. Now, I'm not trying to complain about my teammate here. Teammates, they are what they are. I just think that the player skill distribution bar gives hope where it shouldn't, and sometimes a surprise win when you're expecting to get rinsed. If you're a really good player, you're never going to see that red needle on the bar move anywhere other than right at that edge. That's the place where more controllers are thrown out the window than any other. Sometimes you're going to play pubs as a hard-stuck silver or gold player, maybe someone that's never played ranked, and, you know, you run into a 3-stack Pred squad with 200,000 kills between them all, and whatever that skill bar said at the beginning, it doesn't matter, because when you run into them, you have a 0% chance of winning that game. Now, I think running into better players is actually a very good thing, forces you to improve, and the pressure, well, that is how diamonds are made, as we all know, but I think I would rather have the player skill bar removed at this point, because I don't mind losing. I mind not feeling like I ever had a chance. I think running into 3-stack Preds, that's an extreme example, but when I play pubs these days, if it weren't for making videos, the skill disparity is sometimes so bad that, I would most definitely quit after 4 or 5 games of getting put in completely unwinnable matches. You know the type I'm talking about, they're the ones that you can't decide if you just got beamed by a cheater or if you are the warm-up for some professional scrim. Now, whether you think Apex is SBMM or EOMM, one thing is clear. People have a set amount of shit that they are prepared to eat before that they reach what is known as a churn point in the consumer industry. It's basically when you stop engaging with a company's products. There are a decent amount of people in this game who've got high tolerance for chowing down on a 3-course meal of manure every single day, and the game survives because of these appetites. Everyone else realizes that they're playing against an algorithm, and some may even feel that they're playing against a casino like a degenerate gambler, chasing their losses to feel better. You know the saying, you don't stop on a bad game, you stop on a good one. Well, just how many bad ones will you tolerate? I think Apex knows the answer. I'll tell you this though, the difference between putting against a competitive, set of players versus those you have no business facing, it kind of gets muddied when you have no idea how many of those players are legit in the first place, which leads us to... It's a shame how many people feel they have to cheat in this game, and I think that a lot of those gamers wake up in the morning with the impression that they are essentially good people. You're going to get all sorts of justifications such as, I'm leveling the playing field because everyone else is doing it. Yeah, well, I'm not doing it, and you don't even need a bot to kill me, I promise you. It's just for fun, and people can stay mad if they don't like it, haha! Oh yes, the good old god complex that all revolves around you. The game is so sweaty, I need an edge to be able to compete! Yeah, well, I sweat every time I go to the toilet praying for an easy passing. This device is not a cheat, it's just an accessory that allows me to enjoy the game. Here's the thing. While it is true that the cheating destroys the experience for the legit players, I think unless you're at the higher end of the skill bracket, you won't truly understand just how bad it really is. Us normies, the cheeseburger, goofball, goober gamers, will still see it, but this is something that cripples the upper echelon more than we're ever going to understand. Respawn are up against it, and I am concerned because while the low to mid players, we come across it. If the cheats kill the top end of the ranked game and the scale up there, there's not going to be much of a game left. That's something that you might notice is that players are running around a lot with wall hacks as well, but not aimbot. They seem to know where you are at all times, and you wonder what brand of headphones they're using. This happens a fair bit because wallers think they will never be banned if the aim is actually legit. And the scary part is, they might be right. So my feedback here would simply be, can we have a replay system like Fortnite does? Watch the games back and maybe just an instant replay after you die. Just want to learn from stupid mistakes, but yeah, so we can spot the bots too. Ranked is really good in this game, which is why I've done so many Road to Diamonds. But if we're talking about why people quit Apex or they play less ranked, it could be because many of them don't realize that ranked resets make the first 1 to 2 weeks of climbing an absolute abominable nightmare for the true gutter tier gamers out there. If you have a bronze badge and you're getting beamed by a former diamond or master player, how do you feel about being bronze and seeing it in the top right corner of the game now? You'll be begging them to invent a wooden badge and even a paper mache just to adequately find your peers. But they reset those ranks for retention. It's to make people play, get them engaged in the climb, but the problem with that is that it means struggling average players have been placed in those lobbies just to be removed from them. I do hope that new players have still got a protected bracket to avoid all of this, but the rest of us, we are in an undeniable meat grinder with our betters standing on our shoulders until they get where they want to be. But after, I think the experience cleans up. It's really, really good after the first 2 or 3 weeks. I enjoy it a lot. Overall, I don't like ranked resets. I think they're pointless, and I hate to bring Overwatch back into the equation here, but they do placement matches, where I know it's not even the same kind of game, but you have your badge completely removed while you're being put in the appropriate bracket. I think it's a lot better than seeing your badge at the top right-hand side of the screen, getting utterly deleted and having testosterone leak down your leg with the realization that shooters might not be for you. Yes, I'm talking to you, hard-stuck, low-rank warriors. You are still warriors, players, enjoyers of the genre, and you deserve a competitive shot without getting used as continual stepping stones. Then we've got ranked ladders. This is different, it runs alongside your ranked games. Please, let me opt out of these. They're complete trash. I don't care about them. I don't click on it and go, ooh, where am I in the leaderboard? I don't have a chance of winning them. If people want to do it, that's fine. Have at it. Have a great time. But they add nothing to my experience. I don't want anything to do with them. Alright, so I'm just in the menu, bear with me guys. What I want to do is talk to you about the lifeblood of this free-to-play game, because we know money has to be made so we can get more maps, more weapons, lore, cinematic event modes, you know, whatever. Sinking cash into the game is important. I need to give some feedback here so that, you know, the devs can maybe understand. Maybe you'll feel the same, but I think the menu sucks. I don't like the layout. I think it's outdated. I think it really does need an overhaul. And what else sucks for me is this battle pass. I don't like how it looks. There's plenty I want to complain about here, mainly because I don't like the tiers and how it all fits together. So if I click on this bow check right here, it looks awesome, by the way. And what about those cool blue flames? I could make creme brulee on them all day long while running around World's Edge. But how do I get it? Okay, it's a level 60 paid reward, earnable with the paid battle pass. Okay, I'm going to click on that, and what are we doing here? What is this pile of grey on grey garbage? It's a PNG file, for goodness sake. Weapons are haphazardly thrown on the right there with no care whatsoever. Got some decent skins in the middle. I particularly like the Octane. But the ones on the left, I've inspected these. I know they look way better when you actually, you know, look into them. But right here, they look garbage from this horrible, horrible layout. Okay, maybe I'm enticed to, you know, better enticed even by the next tier up. So I'm going to click on that. It's a good tactic, yeah, but no. Now we're even more aware of Wraith and her, what is this? Is it like a T-pose skydive emote? Not appealing to me in the slightest. Okay, you got the extra coins and whatnot, but surely the Ultimate Plus at $17.99. That's got to be better, and bam! Finally, some animation with the skin variants, but this is like a crackling faded gold background. It is not it. The way everything has been stuffed together, I think it's poor marketing, and that's a shame, because the rewards, they actually seem pretty good. There's also these spotlight passes, which makes me think, am I going on another journey here? And then I click on that, and what am I looking at here? Is it a pass with levels? Or is it just another bunch of things just, you know, heaped up on the left? I don't know, and I'm sure others won't know either. Don't call it a pass. It's not a pass. Then we go to the store, and I noticed some, there's like some offers here somewhere. Yeah, here we go. For you section, just for me. What a bargain. I can get Chuckles the Barrelman at 69% off. But right, okay, fine. But if that's the case, I shouldn't be able to scroll down and then see the same offer at 58%. So I could actually click on this and buy the wrong thing. What are we doing? Just get a grip and remove this. What is this? I could go on, but this feels messy to me. The real treasures of the game are being hidden, because this isn't a shop. This is like a marketplace. I go to the Apex packs and I don't really like what I'm seeing here either. What is this? You know, you got the 25, 50 and the 100. This 50 pack looks more like there's what, 20 or so in there. That should be the 25 pack. And then the 100, that should probably be the 50. And just look at the layout. They could just do so much better. Give people a reason to spend and show them the value, for goodness sake. For the record, the exotic stuff and the heirloom shards, I think these look absolutely amazing. The devs have done a fabulous job on it. I just think that, you know, we shouldn't have to troll through loads of garbage to get to the good stuff, especially when, you know, you're looking at Chuckles the Clown, and what is going on here with this Gibraltar skin? I assume that most of you have swapped to controller at this point, or always were, but I'm not, and I never swapped, so I'll keep this short. Mouse and keyboard, I think, does have some advantages, like quick 180s, it's great for hoovering up loot. Sniping can be particularly fun, but I really feel like I'm up against it. And the amount of people who've swapped to controller, I get it. It makes sense to have consistency in your shots, a bit more confidence up close, especially if you run into someone like me, where my heart says, click forehead, and my head says, that wall must die, and I empty my entire R99 clip into it. This is just a case of having to accept a new reality, but it would be remiss of me not to point out that those of us on a mouse and keyboard, we're not having the same experience from years gone by. It's pretty hard. E-District is a complete joke. That's it. There's my feedback. I imagine the hardest part about being a dev on a game like Apex Legends is that they may not be able to achieve the things that they very well know us players really want. Could be due to management, time constraints, stuff like that. You know, with many company mandates, saying yes to a higher-up's idea of development roadmaps and whatnot, that's going to be a smoother ride than saying, excuse me, pal, Your idea for a 14th collection event? It sucks! Yeah, it's like clear out your desk, make sure you're gone by the end of the day. But the players are the ones left holding the bag, the ones that have to stare down skins, reskins, and the glorious mythics which no longer feel like a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Limited time crossovers, by the way, they're pretty good. I enjoyed the Final Fantasy 1 and the Gundam one's okay too, but if I had my pick of the dev team, I think I would just first of all ask them what they really wanted to do with the game. Then I would start suggesting that we tactically nuke E-District and allow players to traverse all over the fallen buildings and fight over the ashes of that horrible place in a new reimagined map. But what I want to really say is that some people log on to Apex in the hope of rekindling something. Others log on out of pure habit, and I'm sure that some of you are perfectly happy with the game as it is, but for me, all these bells and whistles, daily, weekly challenges, and the ranked ladder leaderboard thing, it's trash. I'm here for the experience, and if the experience is static, I will move on. Sorry for the rant, it's just meant to be feedback, because I can't remember the last time I honestly spoke about this game and with some semblance of structure, and yeah, I'm off to play some Crimson Desert. Take it easy, catch you on the next one. Later!